US. They're actually coming over from South America, where they would have been seeking refuge for a couple of years. And people are of the belief that these Haitians are actually attempting to enter US because of the last earthquake that Haiti had.
No, it wasn't the last earthquake.
But it's actually the one from before that.
It's a whole gambit of stuff: gang violence, poverty, diseases, etc., etc., etc. And as I said earlier, there seems to be some network that has developed through South America where Haitians are actually heading to South America. So they head down to South America. They have all these gangs that have lined up along a route right to the Mexican border and has been able to exploit these people in the little possession, carry them along the way. And if you're old and you can't make it, they leave you behind and to die.
Survival of the fittest. That is how life is.
Because you can't stay there. There are instances of rape, murder, etc., etc. One of the troubling things that I saw on this was the amount of children that are making the journey in this Haitian caravan through South America. It was Central America, right? Central America. That is troubling. But let's go back to history. The Toussaint Overture, you did that? I know you did that in school. History.
I just remember Toussaint.
Right. In terms of his resistance to the white man, and he was able to drive them out of Haiti, and I think for that Haiti has been paying a terrible price.
Since then?
Yeah.
So Haiti's issue is not because of voodoo and
no, it's not
because
God,
they're not
it's not God punishing
predominantly
them. No,
Christian.
It's not God punishing them.
It has nothing to do with iniquity. It's really and truly politics
and economic slavery. That is what it is.
Economic slavery is brought on by politics.
Economic slavery.
Politics does not have to be local.
Yeah.
It could be regional and international politics.
Right. From the international,
Right.
The whole.
There's a story on WashingtonPost.com. If you look at those photographs, that are trending and making the rounds on social media and on the internet and websites all over the entire world, you might shed a tear. There are photographs of a lot of people crossing the river from South America to Texas, right? And you can see children, 3, 4, 5-year-olds on the shoulders of their parents, right? And water gets up to their chest. Worst case scenario, somebody drowns.
Right.
And that has happened before. People have died attempting to cross the border at that particular point. The children are there crying, completely clueless as to what is going on. And they're all sleeping under a bridge, about 10,000 of them sleeping under a bridge in Texas.
Well, that's the assembly point, right? That's the assembly point. I think the word got around that as the assembly point. We're going to head to Texas.
Yeah.
This is the point where we're going to assembly word pass along. But as a migrant, right, you would not leave your kids at home. Traditionally, the man would have gone ahead, like in where you find in Africa. The man would have gone ahead. The men would have gone ahead and prepare a way and then send for the family. But it seemed as if in this case the entire family was just uprooted and just take the journey up to Mexico.
I think because word spread that there was an opening, and a couple changes were made in the U.S. When Biden became president, right? And I think everybody thought, that, okay, this is a leeway to get into U.S. now. I can seek asylum. I can get out of the terrible conditions in South America now. I can go and live a better life. But what is actually happening? They're putting them on a plane. Some people have not returned to Haiti since 2010. And they're being put on plane by the thousands, like 1,000 people on a plane, and shipped right back to Haiti.
800 is the limit, Crystal. I in terms of the Africa.
Okay. So let me read a bit from this article on Washington Post.
Let me hear.
It says thousands of Haitians are sleeping on the border bridge in South Texas as they try to illegally make a home in the United States. The latest example of a desperate group of people seeking haven in the U.S. These fresh humanitarian crises snagged Washington's attention this week as photos and video of Border Patrol agents on horses chasing Haitian migrants. For those of you who did history, this should bring back a little bit of memory of what you learned in school.
Slavery.
Got national attention. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas said he was horrified by the images, and he's not the only one. All right? It says at the same time, the United States is preparing to nearly double deportations of Haitians at the border, potentially 1,000 per day. You see where I got my figure from?
Yeah,
1,000 a day.
Not on one
Pack
plane.
them together.
Not on one plane.
And
not on one plane.
send them off
Right.
back to Haiti. You know, there are some people who go on boats to try to get to better land and better living conditions.
Yeah.
And the boats would sink and they would all perish.
But you know how we got there though.
This is really sad.
You know how we got there.
They
right?
moved because of the earthquake in 2010. They moved because of political.
No, Haiti didn't come there. Haiti.
Oh, hold on.
Haiti didn't get to that
you
point
said
because
how
of
they
an
got to
earthquake.
the US.
Yeah.
Majority of these people did not get to the US at this point from the last earthquake that Haiti had. They didn't move because of the assassination of their president. They moved prior to that, the earthquake in 2010. So they moved to South America. And now that they feel or they see or they think that there's
To make
an
a chance.
easier
Yeah.
opportunity in the US, they are moving from South America to the US now. And they're all trying to cross a river, risking their lives, right? Going to live under a bridge, no electricity, no privacy, no nothing, no food, no anything. And when they go back to the border to try to get food, try to get their phones recharged, then they are accosted and rounded up by
Yeah.
people on horses.
You're dodging my point, Crystal.
What
How
is
did
your
it get
point?
there?
How did it get there?
Haiti got there because of poor political, political upheaval, coup. Man, everybody wants to get to the top to be the leader. And on top of when they get to the top, they exploit the people at the bottom. They get themselves rich. They don't take care of the people. On top of that, whole set of, in terms of the international arena, the assistance, like aid, etc., etc. When the aid comes in, the people at the top takes all the aid for themselves and enrich themselves. So the people at the bottom strata now are struggling to survive. And years of accumulation of that has led to massive levels of poverty. Because the other people would come in and try and assist, but the amount of help that is needed to uplift that country is significant. Right. So you're in a condition now where it's actually where there's poverty. You're going to move to areas where you're going to find some food. There is no food there. Somebody told me that you could probably you saw it on social media. That in Haiti they make some what's it like bread or out of mud? It's mud and butter, I think it is. Yeah, that's how bad it is. They drink out of the gutter. Yeah, I'm not painting like a bad picture.
Desperate measures.
So you probably
you're
gonna move to a different place where you could find
a much better survival. They are in survival mode, and coming from a humanitarian standpoint, it's really sad. I find it's really sad because for the most part, I mean, everybody looks at the US as the place with greener grass.
Yeah.
Everybody looks at the US as the land of opportunities, as the savior. But are they really?
So I'm going to jump on this point.
Are they
now.
really?
I'm going to jump on this, and this is why we're taking this angle. Max might jump on and say, yeah, Hurricane Man, I agree. But is it the land of opportunity? You know what I mean? A lot of
land
people,
of gold and honey.
I know a lot of people on the other side over there, and they're dictating on this side, like, you guys should do this. But is the land over there where you are, is it the land of milk and honey? Is it Beulah land over there? Is the black man is liberated? Could he speak? Is he equal to everybody else? Right? You're over there and you dictated down this side here, said, you guys need to stand up and be like us. And are you free over there? All right? Are you free?
Why do so many people try so desperately hard to get to the US and they're facing these sort of things?
Why?
Huh?
The black man. Listen, America is taking in, I think it's like 35,000 Afghans, right? I don't want to go to the skin color thing, but lighter skinned people they get.
So they're taking in 35,000 Afghans. Is
35
it because they feel
Afghans.
responsible for the situation in Afghanistan, and it's a guilt trip?
But
It's
they
a
took
guilt move.
So the persons have
35,000.
So it's a guilt thing, all right?
Right? Are they responsible for what is happening in Haiti?
Yes,
So why aren't they taking in 35,000
because the
Haitians too?
history, because the history
Because
is too
they're black?
far. Of course, that's why I go. I might sound.
I think it's wicked, human to human. I think it's really wicked. These people are just trying to survive. They
Yeah.
are just trying to survive, and for the most part,
You know, where's the rest
it's
of the
just
world?
it's just in other parts of the world as well. This is not just a subject or limited to what is happening to Haitians. Mexicans have been going through this. They
Yeah.
said this is an all-time high in the last 20 years. In the last 20 years at that border.
But I read a story, and actually, I think they're probably coming down this side. I read a story about they intercepted a ship somewhere in the region, or like close to us, and it had Haitians on it. So
That's
it
real.
mean
That's real sad.
It's like everybody.
You know how many
that
people?
side.
How many people have been killed trying to cross the border?
A lot.
How many people died, like drowned in the river trying to cross the border, going into the U.S.?
Yeah. So, Christelle, I'm just asking. So
Real
if life,
sad, man.
So if let's picture this all. So life becomes difficult in St. Vincent. You can't provide for your kid. Somebody's breaking in your house and raping you every night. I don't want to be like that. Just drawing an
That's
example.
really drastic. But
Yeah. Right.
that's very drastic.
The beating up the hurricane man and every
What
and
I
we
have to do
can't-
with anything?
And we can't. I'm like your imaginary boyfriend. But anyway. Would you stay in that condition? They can't provide. Would you stay in that condition? You have to leave.
At some point,
you're gonna balance the survival.
You will just try to survive. Everybody just trying to survive and live a better life and trying to go to places they perceive to be much better than the way they are now.
So it's justifiable for them to make that journey. It
Exactly.
is justifiable for them
It
to
is
make the journey.
justifiable, and I think it's really inhumane and it's really sad to not even consider assisting human beings, right? If those persons were coming with investments, and I'm pretty sure that they are strong and able-bodied people, you could help them out. Do you know how many children are still in cages from Mexico in the U.S., separate from their parents? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember that time where they had children in cages,
Donald-
children away from their parents?
that's Donald-
Children.
Come on, that's Donald.
That's wickedness.
That's not
They are
Biden.
still in the cages,
That
Gilbert.
doesn't happen in America. No. The
Man,
people in
let
the
me
diaspora-
let me share something with you,
That
right?
doesn't happen in the
Shared on the
diaspora.
5th of May,
Nope,
2021. Child migrants, massive drop in children held by border officials.
Mm-hmm.
This means that the children are still held by border
It's a
officials.
long time though.
5th of May is this year, hurricane.
That's
man.
a long time. That's a long time to be
And do you
processing
think that
people.
they are taking proper care of these children who
No,
are
no,
away
no,
from
no.
their parents?
I think there was some issues
Children?
with that. I think there was some issues with that.
Y'all wicked, man. But y'all would go around looking for oil all over the place
But-
and just
but Crystal,
and
don't
just not
blame-
want to help another human being.
Don't blame the US alone. What about the other Caribbean islands? You know what I mean? Could they assist? Can we assist? What can we do?
Have they ever tried
What?
to seek refuge in
What do you
countries
wait, hold on.
close to themselves? We're going back to Haiti.
I've always thought of this, right? In terms of the migrant situation coming out from Venezuela, and also now this is emerging. Would you accept 10,000 Haitian here? Would you,
Our
Crystal?
population is 110,000,
That
right?
doesn't make any difference. What do you
Our
think?
population is 110,000. First of all, are we in a capacity to properly take care of the 110,000 people?
Well, at least their perception is that if
So
they come here,
why aren't they coming to St. Vincent and the Grenadines?
Well,
Why are they going to the US?
maybe they
over
they
us?
can't reach down this side. It's probably
So
too
you could
far down.
reach. Hello.
No, it's just a journey across. South America is closer. Latin, yeah, it's closer. They just go across. It's closer. Why come all
And
the
they
way
go
down
across
there?
and they cross a river.
Why
They make a dangerous cross of a river and go up. They don't come back over and come down.
I come down there, people start treating them bad. You
Let me
guys
play
start-
this one. Good morning to all the folks in the diaspora who have went abroad to seek much better living conditions. All right. Good
see?
morning to you. Let me play this one
Somebody
here.
said they're in Dominica. I read it.
They're in Dominica.
So they're coming down. They're coming down. Just like
You're frightened or what?
the Venezuelans are coming up and the Haitians are coming down. So prepare yourself.
Man, at the end of the day, the world was given to the human beings to occupy.
You read
Everybody,
too much.
I ain't reading too much.
Karl Marx book.
I ain't reading too much.
Yo, no.
Whatever you talking about, just skip over that right now.
Carry on.
Let me play this one here.
Hey, good morning, Crystal. Good morning, Hurricane Man.
Yeah.
Morning, Jose. Hurricane Man, listen to me. What Crystal is saying is true. It is true the people live Haiti since 2010. Since the first earthquake, they were traveling on the way up and coming to Mexico to hit the border in Texas. This is not something just happened yesterday or last year or the last earthquake. This was happening years ago. Okay? And since Biden got there now, it's a door open now, the privilege now for them to hit the border and come over. But you know what's disturbing? They're sending back all the Haitians, and the Mexicans, they're keeping them. All right? That is what disturbing. As long as what is disturbing is seeing the people how they put their life through so much risk, crossing the river just to hit the border. Okay? In Texas, just to reach over in America here to seek asylum. Okay?
Yeah.
But they are being sent back, and the Mexicans are being kept. All right? So
And processed.
when you're saying Hurricane Man, you know, I respect your
No problem, man.
your way of saying things,
no
but
problem.
trust me, read it up, listen to the news, and get the facts.
All right, cool,
All right?
man. Cool.
All right, my brother, you take care, man.
Respect, my brother. I like you see. That's how we do it, man. That's how we do it. I always think, Crystal, that, and I said in my 3 weeks here that we're feeding the people too much politics, and we need to start mentally uplifting the 110,000 people in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We're going in the direction.
The people also need to take that responsibility and try to uplift themselves.
But we have the platform. We, the
Yes.
media, right? We are perpetuating the African concept in terms of divide and rule. The person who are ruled will be hungry, and the person who rule will get all. So we're going down feeding people this constant diet of politics. You understand? And it is unhealthy. So I like this particular discussion.
Hold on. Hello, we lost that
yeah.
call.
Call
If you
back.
want to call us 457-1043, I have a point to raise, right? So when okay, let me take the call before. Just remember the president.
Yeah,
Hello,
no
good
problem.
morning.
Good morning, Crystal.
All right. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, my friend.
Yeah, brother. Slider. Morning, sir.
I think you need a new name, but go on.
Few things concerning Haiti. Now, Haiti is high north of us, plenty high. But a lot of them make their way past St. Vincent, go down more south into Venezuela and Panama and Colombia and Brazil, all them places.
South America.
And it's from there now. They're traveling
Up.
northwest
Yeah.
Yeah.
again.
That's what a listener just shared there too.
So it is almost like you're taking a journey on a V. From one end you go down and then you come back up.
Yeah, you,
on
you
the
just
other
said
end.
that. Mhm.
Yeah.
So the situation here, how is it that a lot of these countries and Haiti doesn't want to go to Russia, Iran?
How are they getting there,
Slider,
Simon?
how
are they getting
How they
there?
gonna get to Russia?
It is much easier to go to
There's a lot
South
of
America
to go
and then go
across
to North
America.
Would you
America.
allow me just to...
Sorry, because it could take even longer.
How they reach into Venezuela?
Because in there it's easier to get down there. It's like all island hopping.
You could say that. It is in the mind of that what they want to decide there. They know there is no progress individual progress for them in these lands, but if they go to America, they could make progress.
Yeah.
That's the point, Slider.
So,
Perceived. Go ahead, Slider.
so when you watch what's going on, is everybody want to go and sink America? Can you imagine that you got about, say, 10 boats in the sea there and all the passengers then want to end up on one ship?
Yeah.
What then going to happen?
Egg sink. Yeah, but too
Okay.
much.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. All right,
That
Slider.
is
Thank
what
you,
I'm
man.
trying to do, America.
All right.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
man.
Slider.
Thanks, man. Hey, and
America
he-
is such a massive place. There's no way that you can
England,
sink.
yeah, South America is a massive place too.
Thank you, man.
Hey, Crystal, I know we reached out and gave some donation after the earthquake. You think we should take a few Haitians down here,
Small
like
scene.
the prime?
scene.
Who's
Somebody says on the WhatsApp, all right, good morning to the folks in the U.S. diaspora, right? They're coming in, man. They're coming in. Good morning, guys. We
fire
were
away.
told that here is the best place in the world and our own country is not good for us. And that is the mentality of a lot of us today, especially blacks. Here is good and where we come from, here is good and where we come from is no good. If you put the same energy and effort into our own country, things would be better. They only need us here to do their work, to keep their machines running. We leave paradise and come to hell. Come back to paradise,
No,
my
stay
people.
there. Stay.
Watch him out.
There's-
Come back to paradise. Don't study this man here on
No,
my
I'll
side.
explain why.
How America can go to war, spend trillions of dollars, and can't send help into those countries that are suffering, and spend trillions of dollars for years. For what? To kill people. For what? For political
Dominance.
for what?
For world
economic dominance.
For
For,
world
what?
dominance. Yeah, for
How
world
does that
dominance.
help the average human being?
No, once you
just
dominate,
kidding.
yes, man, is the biggest and strongest person will always be
You know-
the richest and the most glamorous. And that's
You know
why
what I have
everybody
a
runs
problem with?
Let me hear.
You know what I have a problem with?
Let me hear.
When President Jovenel Moïse was assassinated in Haiti earlier this year, they were quick to send investigators into Haiti
Right, U.S.
to investigate the assassination
Yeah,
and to send the vaccines and talk about vaccines and what's not.
yeah.
Haitians are in dire need of assistance. The money you're now saving on the war that you ended in Afghanistan, you pulled out and they're taking over whatever.
Crystal.
Put some of that money to Haiti
Crystal.
too and help them out.
It doesn't work like
Human beings.
I'm waiting on my reparation.
Humans. The world is a mad place.
Jomo, I'm waiting on my reparation
Good.
money. Up to now, I haven't seen my reparation money.
Oh Lord, look at the time.
We're not gonna get it, and you are painting this heaven picture like. If you just take all the money and give everybody in the world, we're going to be happy. It doesn't operate like that. Would not operate like that. I give who's a
If
$1 million.
it had just not take it in the first
Who's
place
would get
and not
greedy?
exploit us in the first place, we would have
Capitalism.
been in a much better position and you would
Capi-
not have been dealing with so many immigrants in 2021.
Capitalism, right, drives growth, and there must be poor, and there must.
So let us
be
take advantage of
rich.
those who cannot fend for themselves.
But it happens in St. Vincent. There
Let
are
us take
people-
advantage of those
there
who
are
cannot
people
fend for
in St.
themselves.
Why am I getting angry? There are people in St. Vincent who are taking advantage of the poor. Right? Yeah. Come on, Crystal.
It's happening
Right
all
here.
over. So
Black-
just because it's happening means that it's right.
black people
It means that it's right.
exploiting us.
Okay,
Exploit
two more
the
comments
black
and then
men.
two more comments and then we go to the break, right?
feeling
Good
dizzy.
morning, radio family.
I'm
With
feeling
regards to Haiti, one of the news that we are not told is that since Haiti gained independence centuries ago, part of the agreement with France to gain independence is that they pay reparations to the French plantation owners who were chased from the island. It was just recently that Haiti just finished paying the French government off. Why does Haiti have to pay off the French
Why?
government?
No, wait.
Anyways,
Yeah.
this is one of the main
checked it out.
factors that kept Haiti poor economically for centuries, but we are told about these things.
Facts.
How it come that Haiti had to pay France?
Because
Why does a Caribbean island have to pay
because
a
France
massive island out there?
two saints.
Anyways, let
They
me
were
not go down in
beaten
that.
in the
Thank you for the
in the
correction.
Haitian Revolution.
It's actually Central America, not South America. Thank you for that. Also, France is responsible for poverty in Haiti. And then other countries just came and took advantage of it.
Whoa.
All right.
Chrissy, before you go, I want to say this discussion has been orgasmic to my mind. Honestly. It was stimulating.
Children
I love
listening. We have children
this is
listening.
a beautiful discussion, guys. I feel so stimulated. Nice. This is how it should be in the morning. Gosh, I'm sure these people
Every
going
morning
to work
I
feeling
have
like
man problems.
extreme. You guys are beautiful.
Every morning I have man problems. There's another issue with Texas, though. All right? But we're going to get to that
All right.
in a little bit. All right? Okay. Good.